So good morning, and may I introduce our chairperson, Lori Meza, who will take over from here.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's Ohigan service. We will begin service with Wren Gibbs striking the Kansho.
Just do Sanbutsuge together. Forgot the mallet. Namo Midabutsu, Namo Nabutsu, Namo Midabutsu, Namo Nabutsu.
Please join us in Sutra chanting Sanbutsuge with Reverend Okada and Reverend Gibbs.
Thank you, Lori. Busetsu Daimoryo Jukyo Sanbutsuge Kogen Gigi Ijin Mugoku Nyorai Enmyo Muyo Tosya Nichigaten Mani Shuko Enyo Kaishiten Onpe Yunyaku Jumoku Nyorai Yogen Chose Murin Shogaku Daion Koru Jippo Kaimon Tyojin Tammai Chie Itoku Muryo Shusho Keiu Jintai Vennen Shobuten Hokai Gujin Jinno Kungongai Tai Mumyo Yokunute Sonyomu Nino Shi Jintoku Muryo Kukun Kodai Chie Jinmyo Komyo Iso Shindo Daisen Ganga Sabuten Daisho Ho Okado Shoji Mihu Geidaten Fute Joi Kainin Shojin Nyode Sammai Chie Ijo Gose Tokubuten Fugyo Shigan Isai Kuku itha dayan keshi ubutn yakuten nokuman muryo daisho shunyong odya kuyo isai shito shobutn hunyo gudo Kansho Hugyaku Hinyong Odya Shobutn Sekai Bufu Kage Mushu Setno Komyo Shisho Henshisho Kokunyo De Shojin Ijin Nanryo Ryoga Thabutn Kokudo Daichi Goshu Kimyo Dojo Chozaten Kokunyo Nayon Nimu Toto Gato Aimindo Daten Isai Jipo Raisho Shineten Shoujo Ito Ga Koku Keiraku Annon Kobuten Shinmyo Zega Shinsho Hotsugan no Hi Rikisho Shoyoku Jipo Teson Chie muge joryo shison chiga shingyo keiryo shinshi shoku dokuchu gagyo shojin ninju fuke namandabu 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 Kaniya shikudoku byodo sei ithai dohon modai shin onjo la koku namanda budamanda namanda 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 budamanda namida butsu namanda butsu namita butsu namanda butsu namida butsu.
We will now be having Oshoku by temple representatives, starting with Dharma School, Sangha Teens, and Junior YBA.
We're going to have to get the incense going first, right?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. This is my mistake.
Next, the Buddhist Women's Association. And Pasadena Buddhist Temple. We
Shitemo hozubeshi shishu chishiki no ondokumo hone o kudakitemo shasubeshi Namamida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namida Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you very much. Sorry about the switch on the song.
We will now have Dharma Message with Wren Gibbs.
Thank you, Lori. And I will lose the mask for the Dharma Message. I have had 3 vaccinations, and I'll try to keep my best distance from y'all. This is our Ohigan service, and so I get to talk to you twice a year about these topics. This is our spring Ohigan service. And here we are back on the temple grounds, although not in the temple building yet. Temple building still needs to have the asbestos abated. So we're in one of the safe rooms. All the rooms in this building are safe except the old office building. It has some loose asbestos, but we're safe in here. And we even have a chairperson. Lori's our chairperson. Thank you so much. And it's the same message today, unlike the last couple of weeks. Whether you're watching on the internet or you're here in person, it's just this one message. So I hope you will be interested by what we have to say about Ohigan today. We have some of the trappings of normality back, although not all of them. Now, each year, twice a year, I point out that the Ohigan service is held by all the schools of Buddhism that rooted in or developed in Japan. The service is built around the 6 virtues or perfections, paramitas, that are said to be the Bodhisattva's path to Buddhahood. Those 6 virtues are unselfish giving, decent conduct, patience, enduring effort, concentration, and wisdom. And these perfections tell us what a Buddha must be like, what Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are like, what advanced spiritual people are like, and they show us what we can come to be like. And I will discuss those virtues of Buddhist living further with you in a short while. But before that, I want to bring up the metaphor which frames the service, Ohigan, which means the other shore. And the other shore is a metaphor for enlightenment. By contrast to nirvana, enlightenment, liberation, Buddhahood, which are different names for the same reality or the same thing seen from different perspectives, nirvana, Buddhahood, liberation, enlightenment, moksha. Those are different names for the same thing, but we are on the other shore. We're on this shore. That's the other shore, as we call it. This shore is samsara, which is said to be aimless wandering. Endless and meaningless repetition is said to be aimless wandering. Endless and meaningless repetition. Realms, everyone we interact with will be masters of those 6 virtues. Everyone in the Buddha's realm of light is generous. They are prepared to help us. Awoken people will give to us. Awoken persons will help us in any way that will be useful. Entering into Amida's pure realm, everyone we meet is decent, upstanding, reliable, and trustworthy, good and true. Those are the first 2 paramitas, or perfections, that are foundational for Buddhist living: decent conduct and giving. And they are things that we can replicate in small ways, even now on this shore. Here in mid-March of 2022, for a preliminary stab at selfless giving, we might contribute to humanitarian aid for Ukraine. As you know, our national organization has sent $40,000 so far through Global Giving and UNICEF. You can find your own vendors. You can find people you know are reliable. But if you can help, it won't end the war. Giving some money for humanitarian aid will not end the war. It won't fix things. It might help a little. That's how it is on this side of things. On this shore, sometimes we can help a little, so we should. In this realm, in our lives, helping a little is what we can reasonably hope to do. As Dean Slider once put it, for us, attempting to engage in Buddhist unselfish giving may just come down to the commitment not to be cheapskates. Regarding those who are in more need than ourselves, help as we can, when we can. Help as you can, as you see fit. Selfless generosity may be beyond me, but trying to help others a bit is not. Similarly, at its highest levels of perfection, wholesome conduct could be, for example, remaining peaceful and nonviolent while your country is being overrun by oppressors. According to some sutras, this happened to the Buddha himself, Shakyamuni, that Madhya was overrun by a foreign power during the Buddha's lifetime. And his monks asked him, he had martial training, he could have gone back and helped. And the monks asked him, what are you going to do? And he said, I will not engage in violence for any reason. He would not resist through violence, and he had to endure that. That was the Buddha's, some of the Buddha's suffering.
we may not be able to endeavor at the highest level of moral perfection. Now, there's a very ancient Buddhist story. All those stories about the Buddha before he was born are actually stories before the Buddha. They're like 7, 8, 10,000-year-old stories. And one of the most famous Indian stories is the Hungry Tigress. And so there's this tigress who is starving to death, and she's just given birth to some kittens and cubs. And she's so hungry, she's about to eat her own kittens. And this deer sees what's happening and throws itself off a cliff so that she can eat the deer. And so this is a 10,000-year-old story. 2,500 years ago, we said that was the Buddha back when he was a lion, back when he was a deer. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the point is that I can't do that. You know, some of you know, I really loved some of these feral cats we had, and I was trying to catch them, and I was trying to spay them, and I couldn't get them in time, and they all got eaten by coyotes, you know. It makes you feel bad that you can't do everything you would want to. It is a hard life, and you know. But I'm not going to lay my body down in front of the coyote. Fortunately, coyotes are terribly afraid of people anyway. You know, they do attack you if they're absolutely starving and cornered, but they're pretty fearful beings. But no, I'm not going to lay my body down for the coyote so he doesn't take the stray cats, the feral cats. But I sure wish I could do something. Again, when we enter the realm of enlightenment, other enlightened people are not going to be the kind of jerks we have to deal with in this realm, on this shore. And I will move on to the third virtue of Buddhist living, which is Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in training cultivate this through their own strength, and that is patience, specifically forbearance. It later came to mean patience in a broad sense, but it fundamentally means putting up with insults and hardship thrust upon you by others, putting up without giving it back as best you can. And we are told by our denominational founder, Shinran Shonin, that if we remember the Buddha's promise that we will be enlightened too, if we remember the Buddha's promise of liberation for all, forbearance and gentle-heartedness will arise naturally within us. One of the perfections of Buddhahood, forbearance, comes naturally to us when we realize that we are cared for and protected, led to positive change by the light of the Buddha's compassion. Will just remembering that there is a promise of awakening that includes us really lead to the natural emergence of gentle-heartedness and forbearance? Well, our denominational founder Shinran Shonin tells us that this will happen, and I believe that this does happen, so long as we don't feel entitled. Awakening to Buddhahood is possible for any sentient being. Any living being that is self-aware could awaken to Buddhahood. Any self-aware living thing can become enlightened. But how many do? We are trapped in a burning house of greed, anger, and stupidity, a place where we are certain to die. Our denominational founder did not specifically quote the Lotus Sutra, but he refers to this image from the Lotus Sutra. We're all like children playing in a burning house and ignoring. And then 32 years ago, Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. Tyson had never been off his feet before. Nobody ever knocked him down. He knocked him out cold with a beautiful 4-punch combination. Similarly with Howard Davis, Buster Douglas's mother had died 23 days before the fight. And I can't find anywhere on the internet that tells me what she died of. It sounds like it was like a stroke or something, totally unexpected, Howard Davis's mother was sick, and he knew she was sick, and then he hoped she'd make it through the Olympics, and she didn't. But Buster Douglas's mother just dropped dead at the age of 43, and he didn't know why. He went out there and knocked out Mike Tyson. Now it was Buster Douglas's lovely 4-punch combination that ended the fight and won him the title. but it was remembering his mother that motivated him to do it. I think this is where many of us find strength and vigor, is remembering who we care about and what we care about. For Buster Douglas, remembering his love for his mother was enough for him to knock out Mike Tyson. We don't have to defeat a heavyweight champion in a boxing match. Most of us just have to get through the small challenges that we face each week. But remembering who you love will help you to do it. Remembering what you value will help you to do it. This is my advice about making an effort in our lives. The effort will come forward when you remember who and what you care about. Moving on, for a Jodo Shinshu minister, just talking about the fifth virtue of Buddhist path traveling, concentration, is again a challenge. Most traditionally, this virtue of dhyana is parsed as two things, actually, which is calming and having insight. And it's also, it's actually parsed as four things, because it's parsed as, on the Eightfold Path, they talk about mindfulness and meditation, right? But in the six paramitas, the later, more sophisticated system, there's just one thing. But they're really the same thing, mindfulness and meditation. On the Eightfold Path, meditation is just when you set aside some time to be mindful. But what they really come down to is the translucency of our own consciousness. We all have that. Up until a certain point, we all have that. I forget things, but I don't forget the important things. There is a natural translucency to our consciousness. We don't have to engage in deliberate meditation for that to be there. We don't need to build a strong concentration, for instance, on Namo Amida Butsu. Now, they do that in some schools of Buddhism. The Tendai school will listen to Namo Amida Butsu for 3 months inside a chamber, and then they'll just say it and listen. And they'll even have the guy, sometimes he doesn't have to say it because they have people there just chanting it. That's what Shinran used to do. Chant Namanda, Buddhamanda, Namanda, Namanda, while somebody else is meditating. We don't have to do that. We just have to notice that there is a caring behind this teaching. We just have to remember that we are included. And I will go on to mention what wisdom is. And it is knowing things like that you are included. The key virtue for Buddhists is wisdom. And wisdom is knowing what's important. You've all probably seen the internet post that says, knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit and not a vegetable. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. Yeah. That's a simple, silly example, but that there is this difference, A point of knowledge that is being pursued now is, do subatomic particles travel in time? They might. Wisdom is knowing you and I don't. The past is gone. For us, we can't go back and change it. That's wisdom. Can we send some kind of little piece of something back there? Maybe. Not us. Wisdom is knowing who we are and what matters for us. Our knowledge includes having learned that the Buddha's compassion extends to all persons, every living being. Wisdom is knowing that you are included. You are included. You are welcome. You are going to be okay. This is wisdom. You are included in the awakening of Amida Buddha. You and I will enter the Buddha's realm of purity and joy. We are on the Mahayana, the great vehicle. The great vehicle will take us to the other shore. We will be giving, decent, patient, vigorous in our endeavors, wise and focused. If we just recall that the Buddha's transformative caring extends to you and I, we will get there. All will be well, and all will be well, and every manner of thing will be well. In closing the Dharma Message portion of the service, just allow me to thank some people. I'm bound to miss some people, so forgive me. But I do want to thank, of course, Alan Goto and Kathy Kumagai for the tech support here. I want to thank Mr. Wade Uttanomia, who's going to present an award shortly. I want to thank the two awardees, Leah Mesa and Wren Gibbs, for their efforts for the community that earned them this award. I want to thank Jeannie Toshima and Jeannie Ideno and Joni Yamahata, along with Lori, who for getting the place ready for us this morning, for getting the space ready. Mickey Mesa and Lori Mesa all helped. And I want to thank Lori Mesa for chairing the service, and I want to thank all of you for attending this service. And that will conclude the Dharma Message portion of the service, and I will toss the mic, so to speak, back to Ms. Mesa. So if you could, Lori, take over.
Thank you, Sensei. We will now have Mr. Uttanomia come up to present the Amy Uttanomia Award.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take my mask off so you have a better chance of understanding what I'm saying. I did get a negative test yesterday.
Good.
So, let me get my paper. Well, first of all, good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
It's such a beautiful day. What a good day to start our Sunday. First I'd like to thank the temple and all of you for giving us the opportunity today to present Wren and Leah with the Amy Uttanomia Memorial Youth Community Service Award. For those of you that may not know, the award is in memory of my late wife, Amy, who had a lifelong love for helping our community. Amy showed her community spirit at an early age. When she was 18 years old, she helped the seniors of that time, the Issei generation, start their own senior organization. That organization has evolved and exists today, 50 years later, currently as the Pasadena Nikkei Seniors, that has a lot of Nisei and Sansei generation members. Amy later started the summer Matsuri camp that was a fun way for young children to learn about Japanese American culture. She loved helping out at all of the community events. One of her favorites was helping to make sushi at the PJCI Bazaar, and she liked helping to cook sukiyaki here at the temple. She served on the PJCI board, eventually becoming the first woman president. The goal of this award is to recognize and encourage young people who have in some way helped the Pasadena area Japanese American community during the past year. Please step forward. That's good. Let me tell you why we're recognizing Wren and Leah. First, Wren Gibbs. During the COVID restrictions, when the Pasadena Buddhist temple was pressed for volunteer help, Wren was one of the most reliable volunteers. He even recruited his friends to volunteer with him. Wren helped package and deliver Dharma School senior care packages to about 30 seniors several times. The seniors were grateful for the greeting card that Wren helped create for each senior that was included in each package. Wren and his friends worked hard at every food fundraiser, helping to make them successful. Whether it would be cleaning up, recycling, or helping out the Dharma School, the Junior YBA, or the BWA, the temple could always count on Wren and his friends for help. Wren says that he feels like the temple and the community have taken care of him, and he really appreciates that and wants to give back. Wren was nominated by Lynn Masamoto. Now, Leah Mesa, This year, Leah was helped out at various Pasadena Buddhist temple online and in-person events, including the Obon and fundraisers. At fundraisers, she helped prepare and package meals and food items. She set up and take down events and helped clean the kitchen. Leah also helped with the Super Seniors Care Package program. As a member of her high school's anti-bias club, Leah promotes inclusion and education against bias in South Pasadena schools. The temple really appreciates Leah's dedication to helping the temple. Leah says, the temple feels like her home, and she's helping and learning from the temple community. Leah was nominated by Jeannie Toshima. Wren and Leah, we also will receive a certificate, and your name will be placed on a perpetual award that's on display at the PJCI. So, Wren and Leah, on behalf of our entire community and Amy's family, I want to express our heartfelt appreciation and arigato. Thank you very much for helping us this year.
We need a picture.
Yes.
Leave your mask for a minute, guys. Thank you, Leah.
Just don't breathe.
I want to be able to see you.
Hold your breath.
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you so
much. Does anyone here have any announcements that would like to come up?
Oh, yeah. I'll start off, yeah. I'm sure I'll have a few announcements. I'll be here this week for my classes. Tai Chi at 1 o'clock Tuesday and Thursday, discussion study class 11 a.m. Tuesday morning, 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Meditation class for those who want it, 6 p.m. Tuesday night. And other than that, I just want to thank, I may have left a few people out. I want to, of course, thank Okada Sensei for joining us this morning. It's so good to see you again, Sensei. And yeah. Yeah, so there's a number of people we haven't seen in a while. Very pleased to see you here this morning. Thank you so much for making the effort to be here today. We're going to be here again next week.
Good morning, everyone. It is nice to see so many people, and it's good to clap again with a whole bunch of people. Just a reminder, along with Sensei's classes, on Monday mornings we've been walking and talking, and refreshments are served, and we stay within the grounds, so you can bring your doggy to walk too, but it's safe. There's nobody around here except us. So we start at about 8:30. And at 9:30 this week, we have Origami with Lisa. And if you visit the webpage, we have a Zoom link. Or you could come here, and at 9:30 we meet together and we do the origami. Lisa is our instructor via Zoom. So we are starting our small social gatherings again. So we're looking for people who are interested in playing pickleball or cards or doing puzzles together. And just let us know, and we'd love to get that organized. C's candy orders are now done. So thank you to everybody who provided your support for our youth groups. And the last announcement is Alan Goto's birthday is today. I don't know how to turn the camera around. Alan, get over here. Come on, we're not going to stop this. You can't turn it off. We're going to have to sing happy birthday to our Alan Goto, who's our silent supporter, always in the back, comes early every Sunday morning, sets up all of this gear, and it's our young person to shine. So, happy birthday, Alan. But
Thank you, everybody.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alan. Happy birthday to you. I think you just announced it.
Any other announcements? So this concludes this morning's service. We'd like to announce that we will be having a small otoki. So if you'd like to pick up food, it's in the room next door. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you, Lori, for chairing. Thanks to Lori Mesa for chairing. Thanks to Leah Mesa and Wren Gibbs for their social efforts for our community. Thanks to all of you for being here today.